Hello and welcome to Horror Hotel. I know I'm behind schedule like a fuck ton, and I'm trying to work my way towards getting up to speed. But I want to talk about two movies that I've seen recently. They're not entirely new, but I want to talk about them anyway and give my short view on them. I think there are more extensive reviews on YouTube on both of those movies. Probably YMS and some other channels have done it. But I want to give my perspective on them, and I hope you enjoy what you see. So the first movie I want to talk about is Get Out. And this movie is a little bit controversial because, well, people think things about the movie without even seeing the movie. And I honestly find the movie really great. It is about a couple that is going to visit the girlfriend's parents, but the boyfriend is black, so he's a little bit worried about that. But she says it, don't worry about it, and they go anyway. And when they get to that place, they still have this, this normal interaction when you meet someone's parents for the first time. It's kind of awkward and, stale and all of that. But this eventually turns into creepiness because he realizes there are a number of black persons working for them and they all are weird. And at this point, you kind of feel like this is ham-fisted to you, but and I also thought that, but it's kind of not. It's kind of a subtle thing, and it eventually turns out to an amazing plot twist. So you should really see this movie, and don't judge it by YouTube comments, because YouTube comments are the fucking worst when it comes to analyzing movies. They suck. Everything in this movie is kind of great. The pacing is great. The middle section is great. The mystery builds up really good. The camera shots are, pretty standard for the most part, but they are also kind of funny. So it's a great movie. The gore-wise is not too bad. It's bloody, but not too bloody and not too disgusting, and the practical effects works out really well. So I think you really should see this movie. Give it a chance. It's great. It's just great. And if I were to give it a grade, which I usually think it's kind of meaningless, I would probably give it maybe an 8 out of 10, because it's really good. It got some flaws story wise, but it's really good. It's really tense. It got that really awkward feeling. You feel like, oh my god, I have to pause this movie because holy shit, I can't continue watching it. And you gather up your courage and continue watching it. It's like, oh god, it was just as bad as I thought. And then it's like, it's just great. I really like this movie. It's so good. And the other movie I want to talk about is XX. This movie is available on Netflix in my country, so it should be available on Netflix in most countries. And this movie is a horror anthology, and that is kind of common nowadays. We got the VHS, we got Holidays, and we got Tales of Halloween, for example. And this movie works the same way. It's composed of 4 short films that makes, I don't know, usually it makes a grander story, but I don't think this one does. And that's where it kind of fails. It doesn't have much things that connect the different movies between each other, like other anthologies usually do. I think it has one of the short films is a monster flick, and that is the only one that kind of works. The rest is kind of dull, kind of boring. It's not very good, and it's kind of sluggish, and you kind of sit there and wondering what is the key to all of these. And I don't think there is a key. I haven't seen it. I might have missed it, but I didn't see it, and that is really bad, because usually you want to kind of connect the stories to each other in a way. Like Holidays have, it's holidays. You had the different holidays and different horror stories of holidays, and you got Tales of Halloween. They are all happening on the same night, apparently in the same city, and this one just doesn't have it. The only thing I really like with this movie is the mid sections, because that's kind of a stop motion thing that is kind of creepy. I kind of enjoy those, but otherwise this movie is rather dull, and I don't know if I should recommend it. I can recommend it in How to Not Do Horror, because this is barely horror for the most part, except of the third monster movie part of it. That one is horror, but the rest is just And sadly, that means if I were to grade this movie, I would give it a 2 out of 10, because yeah, it really doesn't deserve more than that. It really doesn't. So yeah, don't watch this one. So thank you everyone for watching this video. I know it was a quick one, it's unscripted, I just did it. So well, thank you everyone for watching it, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on every social media out there, I think. Just do it. Bye.